Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be starting in on our bucket garden series, and we're going to kick it off with some potatoes.
Hairy potatoes.
Hairy potatoes. Guys, we are not going to be doing regular potatoes this year. We don't usually grow potatoes. We grow them more as a snack. That's why we had the buckets to begin with. And we would go out and kick the buckets over and pick what we could and just enjoy them while they lasted. So. But now we've turned it into a bucket garden. So what has happened is Tina has found underneath the cabinets a bag of russet potatoes that were getting hairy.
Yeah.
They've been in the back of that cabinet I don't know how long, but we're going to go on a potato rescue mission. So we've dug them out from behind there. We've got our buckets out. We've got a plan. We're going to crowd them up and grow us some baby potatoes and just enjoy them that way. But guys, this isn't a strict how to grow in a bucket for potatoes. We will tell you how we do it normally, but we're going to show you how to do it abnormally. So
An experiment.
An experiment.
Yeah.
But guys, we're pretty confident we'll get some potatoes out of it one way or another. But they're in pretty good container soil, and they should grow pretty well for us. So guys, we're going to load up, how many buckets we're going to do?
4.
4 of them? All right, guys. We're going to divide these potatoes up by according to how hairy they are, and we're going to get them put in some buckets. So guys, hang around. We'll show you how we do it. All righty, guys. We're out here on the back porch of the workshop, and we're getting ready to start on these potato buckets. Now, guys, before we get started, this isn't how we typically grow potatoes in buckets. We have a little experiment we want to try out. We saw this on another channel, and she did really well. Her channel name is Little Beans Garden, and we'll probably put a link to her down in the description. But we've got our buckets here. We have got 3 holes drilled about 1 inch up from the bottom, and that's to allow for drainage. We have added about 3 inches of wood chips to each bucket. That'll keep the dirt from getting down there and plugging up our drain holes. We've got some wood chips we had delivered out here a little while back, and they're starting to break down, so they'll be good for keeping those buckets open for drainage. And the holes being a little bit up from the bottom, they'll hold a small reservoir of water. The wood chips will actually work to wick that water back up to the soil. So we're not doing real high-tech wicking buckets, but holding a small reservoir of water, letting it wick up through the wood to the soil will help keep the soil a little more evenly damp. Now, where this is going to break off from our normal potato planting is we've got some potatoes here. There are some russet potatoes that we had in underneath the kitchen sink. They got back into a corner and got away from us. So we're going to be using these. We're going to see if we can make actually something grow from them. This is what Little Bean or Zule did in her videos, and we're going to see if we can do it in ours. So what I've done is I've sorted them. They have 4 different lengths eyes in each pile. I've got them sorted from longest to no eyes. So we're going to plant the long ones deep. We'll plant the no eyes shallow, and we'll leave a little bit of room to hill them up later. But we're going to start by adding about 4 inches of soil to the buckets, and then we're going to put the longest ones in, and we'll just use a clock for our spacing. We're going to put the longest ones in at 12 o'clock, and then we'll work our way up from 3 to 6 to 9 o'clock. Work our way around the bucket, and we'll get these all planted in each bucket. Normally we would only put 1 or 2 seed potatoes in a bucket, but since this is an experiment and we're just having fun with it, we're going to go 4 to a bucket. We're going to see if we can blow the tops off or the bottoms out, and we'll just see how it works out. So let us get the dirt in the buckets here. We're going, like I said, we're going to put 3 or 4 inches of dirt. Then we'll put the longest ones in. We'll get those covered, and then we'll bring you back and show you what that looks like. Alrighty, guys. As you can see, we've got our longest ones ahead up there. Got them planted up in the 12 o'clock position. What we'll do is we'll give all these buckets a turn, and then we'll go ahead and plant the 2 medium ones. We'll plant those at 3 and 6 o'clock, and we'll bring you guys back. Sorry about the wind. We're trying to dodge it best we can. But we'll go ahead and get a couple more of these in, and then we'll do the last round for you on camera. But let us go ahead and get these potted up, and then we'll bring you guys right back and we'll show you what we're up to next. Alrighty guys, we've got our potatoes in, and we've got them at the 12, 3, and 6, and we're getting ready to put our 9 o'clock potatoes in here. And these are the ones with the shortest tops. Now this one here looks like it should have been one of the longer ones, but the direction these tops are traveling, they're not going to be much taller than the potato. So we're going to go ahead, we'll get him settled down in there with the tops pointed up. We're not going to cover this one too much, just enough to keep it from drying out too bad or keep the main potato from greening up. But we'll go ahead and bring the rest of the bucket up to about the same level. That'll leave us room. We'll still be able to hill these buckets up if the potatoes try to come to the surface, you know, or get too close to the surface. You don't want the sun getting to them. They'll just green them up, and that part's, people debate whether that's poisonous or not. I think it's one of those things that's not good in large amounts. So we'll go ahead, we'll give this one to Tina. We'll get us another bucket here. We'll plan our way through the 4 of these and see what we're doing. But we got them again, 12, 3, and 6. So we're just putting in the last one. This one's going to kind of want to go in on end. So we'll dig down a little bit. We'll get it about to the level of the other ones, or so its tops are level with the other ones. We'll go ahead and get it light buried in here. Not too tough. Not doing anything too fantastical. We'll get Tina here. You got your tags, don't you, man?
Yeah.
We'll get Tina here. She'll tag these up as though anybody would mistake these as anything other than potatoes. So we'll go ahead and give you that one. Alrighty guys, same as the others, but these two are a little bit more like you would plant a seed potato. What you're looking for is these you can see these little beginnings of eyes on this end of the potato. Not really a whole lot over here. We're going to favor this end up, and we'll run it in the ground pretty good there. That'll let us bury it about the same as the others. But that's more along the lines of how you would plant a seed potato in a bucket. Usually we wouldn't use more than a couple. I've done 3 before. It's kind of crowded. You don't end up with the larger potatoes, you end up with lots of small ones. Now we don't, probably what's going to happen here is these guys are awful crowded, and these are some bigger russet potatoes. So they're probably just going to grow little small ones, which we enjoy as snacks. We just fry them up whole and eat them that way. But we'll go ahead and get us our last bucket here. We'll get it planted up. And then guys, we're going to be pretty much done with these bucket potatoes. Alright, we'll take a look at this one here. Got a few eyes here, got a few here, a few on this end. Nothing really on this end. So we're going to favor this side of the potato and this end. We'll plant those up. And then we'll go ahead and get that covered up, and we'll bring this bucket up to level 2. Not a whole lot to planting potatoes in buckets. Say a couple words here about potato towers. Not a big fan of them. Usually what you see, when you see the great big harvests, and we've done it ourselves, is they'll create a box, they'll fill it full of soil, and you'll see them put down seed potatoes. And then as it grows, they will go ahead and add layer after layer of seed potato, and they don't tell you that, but they're just coming up 6 or 8 inches. Once the tops here get above the soil, they'll lay some more more seed potatoes in there, and then they'll fill it up again. And it makes everybody think these potato towers are just the next great best thing. But really, if you want to see one work, you're just going to have to lay it down in layers. And you'll be lucky if by the time you get the top layer on, if it has enough time to really mature. So you'll see, that's another thing you'll see, is you'll see bigger potatoes in the bottoms of those things, and they'll get smaller as they unveil them. But guys, we're just going to grow them in buckets here. We're only going to hill them up once if we even need to at all. And then we'll have some results here at the end of the season. Should be a bunch of nice small potatoes. And we'll just enjoy those. We'll put them in whole in stews and stuff. So guys, we're going to get out of here. That's going to be it for the sweet potatoes. Tina and I will be right back to talk to you guys. it's starting to rain on us, guys. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. And that's going to about do it for the hairy potatoes. But we're expecting, like I said, we'll probably get some small ones out of it. The more they crowd, the smaller they tend to be. But they're good when they're that small. We like to fry them up whole. And they go good and whole in a stew or anything else. But guys, we're all going to find out together what happens in them buckets. So we appreciate you spending your time with us, guys. We've had a good time out here planting and putting this bucket garden together. We've enjoyed the response you guys have given us from it. Everybody seems to be excited to see what happens with it, and we are too. So we're all going to find out together and see what hairy potatoes do in a bucket. So guys, we'll get out of here. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the content here on the channel, we hope you'll subscribe. And down next to the subscribe button is a bell. You ring that bell, that'll send you a notification whenever Tina finds something else growing underneath the cabinets. So we'll get it planted up in buckets. We'll see what we can make of it. Welcome to Operation Potato Rescue. But if you liked the video today, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about growing potatoes in buckets, please leave them down in the comments. We do actually know how to grow them from seed potatoes. But if you want to know how to do that, or we've left anything out of the video, just put it down in the description, and we'll get to it eventually. So we tend to get to all of the comments. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you for spending your time with us. We'll catch you in the next one.